Welcome to part 2 in the tour of Christ Church Cemetery in Christiana, Manchester. This video consists of footages which did not make it into part 1. I am Nigel D. Salmon. Welcome to Jamaican chapter. I'm standing in a section that has a lot of Evans. A lot of Evans. Here we have, it says, in loving memory of John T. Evans, who died on the 8th of December 1933, age 64. And beside him, say, in loving memory of my dear mother. Of course, that would be a child saying that. My dear mother, Mistress Eliza Evans, who died on the 14th of April 1947, age 70 years. So, John Evans over there died in 1933 at age 64, and Eliza Evans died in 1947, like 14 years later. So, they're husband and wife. I believe so. And behind them are some Evans who died earlier. This one says, in loving memory of Isaac Evans, died September 20, 1917. So Isaac Evans died in 1917. That's way before these two in front of them. And this another Evans again. Can't make out the name. This is the tomb of Rebecca Evans. She is the mother of Isaac Evans. According to her death registration form, she died of debility at age 87 on July 30, 1900. But this one died in 1900. And this is not an Evans. This one says, look at the grave. I think they designed this grave in order to plant flowers in it. Look at that. Designed almost like a little trough. Those little thing that you would have where you're raising cows or so, and you would throw water in it. But I think they do it like this because they want to plant flowers in it. If somebody get it, think I'm wrong, leave a comment in the comment section. But this one say, in memory of Joanna Davidson, born June 6, 1810, died September 5, 1905. So she lived until she was 95 years old, Joanna Davidson. And beside her is the grave of Mary Bradford. Memory of Mary Bradford died July 27, 1908. Mary Bradford was a 75 years old widow and laborer at the time of her death. According to her death registration form, she died of Internal strangulation of the intestines. This grave is broken off. Broken off. Here we see the grave of Zachariah. Zachariah. In loving memory of a dear husband and father, Zachariah S. Evans died October 9, 1967. Zachariah Evans was living in Christiana, Manchester. At the time of his death, he was a retired detective corporal of police. He died at the Percy Junior Hospital in Spalding, Manchester, at age 70. Right. So let me see who this big tall thing was designed in memory of. It says sacred to the loving memory of Ferdinand Mortimer Fleming, born February 25, 1866, died November 23, 1900, age 35 years. He died as a young man. They wrote something under it. They say for 3 years he was a teacher, and they were saying some things there. I love this grave because they carved it inside of it. So if this was written on top of it, it would have been washed off a long time ago. It's carved inside of the stone. And that's why it lasts so long, because he died. He was born in 90, sorry, he was born in 1866, died in 1900. That's 100, and this year it'll be 124 years since he died. Ferdinand, Ferdinand Fleming. And beside him it says, sacred to the sacred to the beloved memory of Ruth Fleming. So it's like Ruth Suzette Fleming. School school mistress of Christiana, who departed this life November 1901, age 24. But these two people died young, and they are related. Fernin- Ferdinand Fleming died aged 35 in 1900, and Ruth Suzette Fleming died 1901, just the following year, at age 24. They were young. I'm gonna search up their records and see what I find. And you can see that they miss them a lot, because this it must have cost a lot of money to build these two monuments. Beside them, we have Thomas Fleming. Thomas Fleming. Say sacred to the memory of Thomas Fleming, born the 3rd of October 1838, and he died the 1st of August 1890. So he died like 10 years before Ferdinand there. They're related. They are related. Maybe Thomas was the father of these two young people who died in the early 1900s. Woo. This was the grave of a young child. The headstone was broken off. Sadly, we will not know just by looking who they were. Did I read these? Uh, these are two young children who died. Hold on. The foreman, I see a lot of foreman. I read about the foreman earlier, right? But here we have Oscar Foreman, who died on November 11, 1896, at just age 1. And beside him, we have Pearl Foreman, who died on the 20th of June 1904, aged 9 months. These two died young. And remember, I read this grave over here, John Foreman, and he died at age 3. So the Foreman family, they suffered some tragedy with their children dying young. The children dying young. These two are related, they are mighty. He say, in loving memory, let me do that back over again. These two here died young. No, not died young, they are related. But they died, well, let me get the age out of it. This one say, in fond and loving memory of a beloved daughter and sister, Decima, Decima Mighty, Decima Mighty, died on the 29th of October 1949, age 28. So she died young, age 28, and just beside her, we see in memory of Cecil J. Mighty, died the 29th of October 1959, age 66. So he died 10 years after Decima over there. They are related. Yes, they are related. Cecil Mighty is the father of Decima Mighty. Cecil Mighty was living in Struan Castle, Manchester. At the time of his death, he was a retired corporal. He died age 66 from cerebral hemorrhage and cardiac failure. I'm looking at this bush and I see some graves hidden underneath it. And it makes me wonder there must be more graves right up there in this bush. Uh, okay, there are some graves in this bush up there. So quiet out here, apart from the noise of the traffic. It's pretty quiet. Of course, it's gonna be quiet. What do you expect? Of course, it's gonna be quiet. It's going to be quiet, man. The quiet zone. the noise of those night bugs. Why are they so noisy in the day? This is the grave of, say, in loving memory of a dear mother and grandmother, Hazel Bernice Barclay Nee Carter. So she was born a Carter, and then she married and became a Barclay. Um, she was born the 22 of the 9, 1932, and she died the 5 of the 9, 1989. So she was born in September. She died in September. Here is a name that says Chinese. In loving memory of a dear sister and cousin, Daisy L. Wong Chong. Choi. Choi. Daisy L. Wong Choi. I can speak Chinese name. She was born in 1921 and she died on September 14, 1989. Oh, I love what they wrote on here. They said, she has been through the valley of weeping, the valley of sorrow and pain, but the God of all comfort was with her, so he pardoned her and took her home. You know what this indicates? It indicates that she was going through suffering. Some maybe cancer, maybe who knows. I'll try to see what happened. But what they're saying here is that she was very ill, suffering through some kind of illness. Because they said she has been through the valley of weeping, the valley of sorrow and pain. You know, they're saying something with those words. Those are not just words placed there, just like that. They're saying something with those words. They're saying something. Oh, where I'm standing, I'm looking down there. Is that a gully? My word. Look, it's beautiful on camera. And then on top, right up there, is the church. Life is easy when you're up on the mountain. And then down here, we see over in what appears to be a gully. Must be a gully down there. Oh boy, if somebody throws you down there, I doubt they'll find you. I'm not gonna read every grave that I pass. I don't want the video to be very long. This video is gonna be over an hour, of course. This person was just buried between these people. Because here we have, say, in loving memory of our dear mother, Joycent E. Forbes, 1926 to 1984. Joycent E. Forbes. And over on the other side, it says Oswald Robinson, 1918 to December 11, 1990. And then between them is just fresh grave, and they it's a brother, so it's a male, and they mark some things in it. I'm not sure if I can make it out. It's a okay. And here again, they put another grave. They put it right between these old graves. The same thing happens over here with this one, and it's just left there without any kind of identification. We're at the grave here of two persons. Two persons. I'm gonna climb over into it. They look so beautiful together. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. He's handsome, she's beautiful. They took this picture maybe. Let me look at when they born, when they die, so I can assume when the picture was taken. But that's a happy couple together. You hardly see that kind of thing, you know? So it says, in loving memory of Sydney Rowell, Rowell, August 2, 1910 to January 30, 1983. I was not even born yet. Uh, and they say, and for her now it says Grace Marjorie Carter, July 24, 1923 to April 13, 2018. And below that it say, our dearly beloved mother, father, grand and great grandparents, always together, never apart, joined as one heart, beloved by all who knew them, and so we shall be forever with the Lord. They died. So he died. Sydney died in 1983. And his wife, Grace, lived until 2018. So if Sydney was born in, this picture probably was taken in the 50s. In the 50s. He looked like he was in his 40s there. So that's the grave of the two people who love each other, man. I just know that. Just looking at that picture. I don't know what's over there, but I'm telling you, there are a lot of oh, there are a lot of strange animals or birds that live over there. That bush over there, you hear different sounds coming from over there. Some kind of again, we look at another husband and wife. I look at that picture of the man and I know it's a picture taken way back, way back. Say in loving memory of beloved husband and father Byron E. Fleming. Sunrise 1913, no, the 7th of the 5, 1913 to sunset the 21 of the 1, 1995. Yeah, this is the grave of Byron Fleming. And beside him is his beautiful wife, all smiling. Byron died in 1995. Here it says that she died in 2014 at age 92. So she lived some 19 years after the death of her handsome husband Byron. She was born in 1922 and her name is Hazel Agatha Fleming. So this is the grave of Byron and Hazel, husband and wife. I love when they put pictures, because they get to see what the person looked like prior to death. So one says, in loving memory of our dear father, Basil, that's Bazel, Basil Brooks, born 1909, died April 4, 1978. Basil Brooks. Is that Basil or Bazel? This looks good. Oh, I can see that the dirt has fallen apart from underneath those graves. Haha. They were buried when they were buried. Maybe the dirt was a little out, but over time the dirt fall away, and you can see the blocks that were used to build those graves. See that bird up there, and I wonder if I can zoom it in. Yeah, there it is. That bird. I'm not sure if it's a woodpecker. And then Bill over there in the bush again, you hear the sound of some. Yeah, that's a safe zone for them, though. A safe zone. Oh, I'm at the grave here of MacLeod. This is the grave of Stanley Rainford MacLeod. He was called King Ben. Born December 30, 1923, died December 7, 1981. So this is the grave of King Ben. Okay, Stanley Rainford MacLeod. MacLeod. Or it's MacLeod. Here we are at the grave of, say, in loving, no, it's a in never fading memory of a dear husband and father, Hezekiah Newman, who departed this life April 16, 1980 at age 67. Back in 1980 at age 67. Oh, dum da dum 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 da dum dum. So and say, in loving memory of a dear husband and brother, Arthur Simpson, 7 of the 6th, 1927, and he died the 4 of the 4, 1982. Arthur Simpson, he was described as a dear husband and brother. Beautiful old bush. Beautiful old bush, indeed. Oh my God, did somebody actually dig out the side of this grave? I'm not sure what's happening here, but there's a big dig out there, and that looked deliberate. Somebody went for some skull. I don't know. I'm walking to the side here, and I can see that individuals are buried all the way down here. This one says, in loving memory of our dear mother, Beatrice Brown, who fell asleep in Christ the 10th of October 1945, age 48. So she died on October 10, 1945 at age 48, which means that she was born in the 1800, 1890 something. These people are so near to the gully, or God knows what down there. If I butt my foot, I head right over there. So let me be careful. Say, in loving memory of a dear husband and father, Ernest Levy, who died on the 30th of November 19, oh, I don't know what that is, maybe 1950, 1969. 1969, I assume it is. Right. Ah, where am I? If you know where I'm at right now, I hear the sounds of some crazy, weird sound, sounding animals behind me down in the gully. In loving memory of a dear wife and mother, Mary E. Wilson. She died on October 18, 1967. Alright, this is the grave of Lunette White. Says, in loving memory of our dear mother, grand and great grandmother, Lunette White. Lunette White, born August 1904, died June 1984. These two graves here, they are more likely that they were husband and wife, or maybe not. No, I don't think they were because of the age difference. This says, in loving memory of our dear mother, Mary Powell, died the 22nd of February 1948, age 76. She died at age 76 in 1948. That's Mary Powell, died the 22nd of February 1948, age 76. And just beside her, we have, you say, in never fading memory of our dear little Winsome Levy, died March 19, 1948, age 12. So the both of them died in 1948. So Mary Powell over here, she died in February 1948, and then little Winsome Levy died in March of 1948, age 12. Little girl died at age 12. What happened? Love the design. I'm passing this one and I like the design of it. It's been here a long time and it's difficult to read now, but they put some work in getting it designed like this. It's lovely, but it was not built to withstand the elements, sun, rain. There are graves that are covered here by dirt. You see that dirt? There are graves there. Here we're passing a grave. I love the tile. I love the tiling. I can see there's another grave hidden under there with the same tile. So let me see what I can read here. Sound of those bugs. This one says, in love, in loving memory of Elma Beatrice Whittingham, 1921 to February 26, 2015. And whenever time you see a grave with the same, oh no, I can't read this. These trees, they have a lot of. I wanted to see who's buried beside at the foot of Emma, but I got to leave that alone. This is the grave of James A. White. James A. White, born June 3, 1894, died September 30, 1955. So he was about 61 years old. James A. White. Uh, I'm sure he died in 1950. In 1955, I doubt his grave was tiled at that time, so they came and they tiled it. And I looked behind James and I saw another White. The graves are designed with the same tiling, so I know that this might be the wife of James. Say in the eyes of the eagle, to a dear mother and grandmother, Miss Ethel White, May 17, 1997, and she 8, 1989. She was born in May, she died in May. 18, May 17, 1897 to May 8, mm, to May 8, 1989. So she was likely the wife of James White. Wow. Tree. right? No doubt. The faces look older, that's but maybe longer than the other. Husband and wife, no doubt. Such a nice grave. Well, done well. Congratulations. It says, in loving memory of dear mother, grandmother Myrtle V. Richards. She was called Aunt. She was born June 6, 1929. She on July 6, 1920 to June 2009. And beside her, I think this is her husband who died earlier, and that's why he didn't age as her. His name is Raffaella Richards, 1923 to April 18, 1994. And beside her, I think this is her husband who died earlier, and that's why he didn't age as her. His name is Raffaella Richards, 1923 to April 18, 1994. They're together again, just praising the Lord.